Okay, what's up? I'm here doing laundry, so I figured I may as well go ahead and do one of these little video journal things. So, as far as things go with activity in the house, everything's been pretty good. I've been doing what I've said I was going to do, so everything's been pretty calm, so that's cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous that if I were to slip up and stop like doing my self-care or stop doing these videos or something, that he's gonna get I don't know, aggressive. But hopefully we don't have to get to that point. So I guess a good place to start would be maybe the relationship I had with my dad. Why it's a little bit rocky or whatever. So, like, when I was a little girl, I was all on daddy's girl. Like, I loved my daddy. I couldn't stand my mom. And that was because my dad was violent. He was an alcoholic, and he was a drug addict, and he was violent and abusive, but not to me. Like, he'd beat my mom and he'd beat my siblings that were not his kids because he didn't have my brother that's his son. Like, and so, that kind of made everybody look at me a little bit different. But it is what it is. Okay, I had to take a little time out because somebody pulled up next to me. But anyway, so I was talking about my dad and the violence and the alcoholism and the drug abuse. And so I figured that that's probably the best place to start as far as my trauma and stuff goes, because that is exactly what came out when he died. Like, I tried to keep my cool and everything at first, but it was like it didn't take much for me to trigger into violence. And like, I was really mad and I was really upset that he didn't ever apologize to me for being the way that he was when I was young. Like, when I started getting older and everything, like, he started to make his changes as far as his violence. Like, he chilled out on his violence because my mom wouldn't be with him. And, then, like, he did things the right way for my stepmom and, like, with her kids, which they were grown, but, like, he was good to them. He was good to them and he was good to her. And, with me and my brother or my mom's kids, we didn't get that person. We didn't ever get an apology. So I definitely was like, no, if I learned uncontrollable anger and temper and violence from him, so if I feel like I need to honor that, then I'm going to. Like, that's exactly what I told my stepsister, I think. Like, I was not in a good place. But then this hat, they cut the lights on here at the laundromat, so now I feel like I look like a raccoon or something. I can't really see. I don't have my glasses on because there's a glare. So, whatever. I got this hat on. I can't take it off because I colored my hair and I had it last night, and I wasn't planning on doing this or going anywhere today. But things worked to where here I am. And I just am trying to cover up the paint all over me as much as I can. But anyway, back to my dad. Like, I don't know, those things had a huge impact on, like, my whole life. I had already spent a lot of time, like, coming to a place to where, like, I could forgive him by being understanding. Like, I could forgive him for the things that he did and the way that he lived his life when I was growing up, because by being understanding to how he grew up and what he went through and why he was the way he was, and I excused his behavior while he was alive. And I allowed him in my life, and I tolerated the uncomfortable. I tolerated always having to be the bigger person. I tolerated always having to be the one to reach out and to show up until after my daughter was born. Then after she was born and after he wasn't allowed to see her for a few months when she was born, then he started texting me to just say good morning or love you, not only calling or texting when he wants or needs something. So that was nice. It was nice to be able to get that before he died, even though it didn't have anything to do with me, and it had everything to do with my baby. But however, whatever. And like, I know he got his karma because of his relationship with me and my brother. Like, I couldn't imagine my babies feeling the way about me. Like, oh, I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't fathom it. But oh well. I guess that's what I'm going to be working on. I guess I can tell that, you know, like the drug use and stuff, because his thing was pills, and the mixing it with the alcohol was horrible. Like, he'd be passed out for days. Like, my mom and dad were split up, and I would never tell my mom what was going on with my dad because I was such a daddy's girl, and I was so afraid of losing my dad. And he'd always put the pressure on me that I was all he had. I was all he had. He didn't have my brother, and he didn't have his family. I was his everything. So, like, I didn't want to lose him. And then, like, but I was also afraid of him getting angry. Like, I wasn't necessarily afraid of him getting angry at me, but I knew if he got angry, he would, like, turn into this monster. And I didn't like it at all. And so it created a lot of survival skills that I'm having to go back and fix and break. But I did make sure that I don't tolerate any of that. I don't tolerate the violence. I don't tolerate, like, crazy drug use. Like, I don't tolerate drug use. I don't tolerate that shit. It's like, abuse is a different word. Like, I don't like what it does to a person. I don't like what it does to families, and I don't like what it does to children. Drug dealers are probably like them white people drugs. Man, y'all stay away from them white people drugs. They ain't no good. But it's made me, like, I am very fortunate in the fact that I had God with me, and the Holy Spirit was with me throughout everything. And as a child, and as a little girl, because, like, I knew, like, I mean, I have the gift of faith. And so with the gift of faith, like, there's, like, you can't shake my faith in God. And, like, do I agree with a lot of mankind's philosophies on God? Not so much. Is it my place to judge anybody? Not at all. I don't care. It's not my place. Like, I know God loves everybody. So, I know it's in His hands. Everybody is in His hands. So, it's not my concern. But with me, I've always been able to just go to God, and I was very fortunate to have that, and to be able to turn what I saw in my childhood and what I experienced and witnessed in my childhood and lived and survived through, that it didn't affect me in a way to become it. I was able to be on the opposite end of the spectrum to where I was like, okay, I'm not going to be this. Like, but it took a long time. It took a long time. It was a long path and a long journey, with very, very hard journey to get to a place to where I recognized, okay, I have to rewire my brain completely. Because with me placing him on the pedestal that I had my wiring of what is right and what is wrong all confused in my head. Like, it was bad. It was all mixed up, but did lots of steps, lots of growing, lots of time with God. And, you know, I feel like I'm happy with who I am. I just know that I can do better and I can heal these things. And that's going to make me better for my baby. And then and for me, my world will just improve. It's already improved so much, but it can improve more. And most definitely I can do better for my boyfriend, my daughter's daddy, like, because he's amazing. And so, like, he deserves for me to not be so damaged. She deserves for me to not be so damaged. She has a good daddy, and like, he went through hell and back, because when I got pregnant and when I found out I was having a little girl, like, I was crazy. Like, you are not gonna do her like mine did me. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, and like, he just really stepped up to the plate. Like, she is so lucky. She's got such a good daddy. I'm so happy she has such a good daddy. I might have to go restart my dryers. Yep. Gotta go restart my dryers. Bye. Okay, I'm back. You see why I don't have my glasses on. I'm gonna take these back off and just go with the raccoon eyes. Okay, I'm also out of mascara. Gotta do that, too. Anyway. So, I guess I'm just going to do a wrap it up thing here, because I kind of completely lost my train of thought. I'm going to have to go back and watch things while I edit it and make it a little bit more fun to look at. Figure out where to go from there. As far as my self-healing goes, I guess I didn't really realize how much fear I had. I'm all about no fear. I have Lo Ira, no fear in Hebrew, tattooed on my back. And I have fought so many battles facing fears. Because normally when I get a fear, I find out I'm afraid of something, I get excited. It's like, okay, let's go to war. Like, makes me happy. It gives me something to do. Like, yeah. But finding new fears. I'm finding roots of fears. I said I was going for the roots. We're going down now. So that's some deep diving I'm going to have to do, and some meditation. I guess we'll see where that goes. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. If you are, if you're working on any self-care or any self-healing, always remember your self-care is, like, super important. Then just doing it. Like, you feel like shit, you don't want to do it, but just do it. All right. Well, y'all have a great weekend, weekday, whatever. Y'all aren't watching it whenever I'm making it. I'm not going to air it whenever I'm making it. Whatever. Peace out.